Hey guys, welcome back to Seduce Me Too. So we're going to do the next part of Sam's part, so let's just jump right into it. Forgive me? What makes you think that the one who needs forgiving is me?
I didn't do anything!
Then why is she here then?
So Sam's getting super worked up about like, hey Diana, I blame this all on you that my fiance's here.
Sam!
And James is really angry.
Look at her! Does she look like she's been hung during chains?
Sam looked to me as I met his gaze in almost perfect sync. I was indeed fine. Diana didn't hurt me. In fact, it had been the opposite. She tried to send me home. The look in Sam's eyes, however, melted into one of longing and relief when he finally absorbed my appearance. It was like watching a beast instantly calm at the sight of its master. Without giving me a moment to breathe, he rushed over and wrapped me in his arms, burying his face into my shoulder. Oh, Sam.
I'm so happy you're safe.
My heart melted as I heard him whisper in my ear. I gripped him tightly, returning the close embrace and thankful that I could feel the one I loved once again in my arms. Sam tightened his grip on me, nuzzling onto my shoulder. Kiss him? Duh. Oh god, so more naughty things. At last, Sam and I slowly broke away from each other. He looked over to Diana with a softer expression, but still serious.
Why is she here?
Because she couldn't send me home.
Ask your father.
I felt a burst of angry energy flash beside me at her answer, which drew my attention back to Sam. His body became wrapped in a dark green aura as his eyes flashed gold once again.
What did you say?
Your father brought her here and placed a curse on her. She can't leave this world until she dies, or...
Another flash of energy. The aura around Sam pulsated, almost crackling like lightning around his form. Sam gritted his teeth and I could tell rage was slowly taking over.
I'm gonna kill that old fuck!
Sam! I quickly placed my hand on his shoulder, knowing that he needed to calm down. We had a plan. He didn't need to be this angry right now. We're going to kill him, Sam. Just need to calm down right now. The aura around Sam slowly began to dwindle and die out as the golden glow in his eyes faded. I let out a small sigh of relief as I felt the muscles in his shoulders relax under my hand. As I looked down, Sam spoke up once again, his voice sounding drained from his sudden rage.
Got a plan to kill him?
Yes, we plan to kill him in 1 week's time.
I'm sorry, this is like the 20th time I have to go through this. I'm gonna narrate it real fast.
1 week?!
So basically we're gonna go
We
kill
need
the
to
Demon
fully-
Lord
That's
in a
rather
week.
bold.
They're gonna debate
right.
over two
And if
different
he does-
plans.
He won't.
One of them involves boxing him into a tower.
We'll cast a barrier spell
and imbuing
along
the walls
edge
with
of the
holy magic,
peninsula
but that
around.
Where would we
We won't be.
involves a
My
lot
leg-
of
The Demon Lord
energy.
as much as I...
What are you guys
The other
talking
one
about?
I plan to put a
is a
barrier.
curse,
I assume
a barrier curse
option.
that involves
It just depends on
sacrificing the
what
life
not
of a demon.
opposed.
You
And
expect
for some reason they
What
get me to choose
If
between
we're
these two
told it will
things.
take
And what will stop?
How the f...
I've had...
He has holy magic ever since he was born.
It's white magic. Unlike
And that's how they're
demon
gonna keep
magic.
the Demon
Holy
Lord
magic
in if
isn't
they
so
box him in
finicky.
through the
Think of
tall
it as war,
castle
or
wall
just-
things.
If the walls were blessed with holy,
Why not just...
That's idiotic.
We can't
We plan
just
to
sit
box
around
him
and
in,
debate.
but then kill him in there.
killing someone?
When we find...
soulless?
And again, I say they tell me to choose. I keep switching back and forth between the curse and the trap because I'm doing all the playthroughs. So if you are only watching one, you can click through another one and see if I did the curse or the trap. But I'm switching between both, and last time I did the curse, so let's do the trap this time. Let's do the trap
We can leave after this meeting is over.
to go put up the
Are you sure this is the
walls.
best choice?
I'm not, but for some reason you're telling me to choose it anyway. So,
Are you quite positive this will work?
no.
I am very certain. Since it will be just 3 of us going, we can shadow travel there and be back by the morning.
Diana looked at her guard and nodded.
Very well. If you believe it will work, then I trust you will make sure it does.
As the guard nodded and slightly bowed, the other demons seemed to let out a sigh of relief. Were they worried about performing the curse? Diana shook her head before crossing her arms, looking directly at me.
So, since you'll be here for a while, we might as well give you names that you can use to refer
Skipping
to
through this as
everyone
well, she just names everyone in the room. Very basic names. That chick's name right there is Rabbit. It's very easy. And then the question mark things at the top change.
here. For
So
the
you'll
sake
see
of
them as we go on.
It's easy.
My leg...
you make
That's Sarah. She's like,
Are you sure?
call him only if your life depends on it. Do not abuse this permission.
I will definitely abuse it because I don't like him.
Well, now that we have a plan and introductions are out of the way, I believe we can end this meeting. We have a lot to accomplish in 1 week.
What
Sounds
about
good.
us? You don't expect us to sit around.
They argue a little while. They're
I do.
like, she's
Now
like,
I
you're
will
not gonna
not
be part
take
of the war, and we're like, we can do
You
it.
expect me to You all real
We understand.
We know that we can
Very-
die. Let's just do it. And she's like, okay, go to
You look
your
good.
rooms.
Faye, Rabbit, you both should finish your preparations and head over to the
And
Demon Lord's.
Diana changes my outfit from my wedding
I'll get
dress
us
to
there,
a normal
no problem.
clothes.
Just make sure we don't get stuck there or lost. No promises.
Sarah, make sure the job is done.
I shall, my lady.
And they go leave,
I will take you to some rooms you may rest in.
and we're going to our rooms. The walk to our room became a silent journey. Sam and I held hands, but for some reason there were no words to say between us. The entire situation sat on my mind and festered, plaguing my thoughts and causing me to remain speechless. All of this seemed so unreal and hard to imagine, let alone believe. How is this possible? But hey, Sam, at least since we're here, you wanted to get married by binding our souls together. We needed to be in the demon world. So we're here, it's all working out, right? I felt Sam gently squeeze my hand, causing me to look over at him. Was he feeling my anxiousness somehow?
Hey, you sure you're alright?
I stared at him a bit longer before replying. No, I am not alright. Sam frowned a bit and released my hand to wrap his arm around my shoulders.
We'll get back.
Will we? Will we really, though?
We will.
I eventually let out a sigh and nodded as well. He was right. I needed to shake this feeling at my mind. Sam and I were guided through the hallways until we finally reached her room, which happened to be the ambassador room I had slept in before. It was good to know that I was going to a place I recognized. I sat on the bed and let out a sigh, feeling the worry of the entire situation sink and fade out of my mind. I wasn't alone, at least anymore, and Sam was willing to fight for me to return home. It was unexpected, but it was amazing to have Sam here. Sam looked around the room, taking in the space.
Fancy room?
Very fancy.
That was how long ago?
Like, a day ago I came here? Sam laughed and stuffed his hands into his pockets.
Oh, fuck. I forgot the time difference between this world and the human world.
Wait, time difference?
Yeah, time goes slower here and stuff. So, like, while you've been here a day, you've only been gone from the human world for 4 or 5 hours.
He's only taken 5 hours to find me. And I freaked out.
At least we found you. If it weren't for Damien and Twyla, it would have taken us longer.
I don't give a crap about the other girls, so I don't even mention their names. I'm the only one in all of your lives. I leaned my head into Sam's shoulder, feeling exhaustion hit me like a wave, but I didn't want to sleep just yet. I was with Sam, so I wished to stay up just a bit longer and be awake with him. Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to say. I just wanted to be awake a little while longer. I looked up at him as he turned his head to look down on me, patiently waiting for me to ask whatever he assumed I was going to ask. Help me stay awake, I guess.
What do you want me to do?
Anything. Oh, is this gonna start getting really weird again? So he starts kissing me, and I'm like, oh my god. Sam wrapped his arms around my waist, pulling me close, but not taking us any further. The kiss was slow, intimate, and romantic in every form. That was yet another thing I loved about Sam. He knew when to take things slow with me, and knew when not to get deeper than that. Whew. It's getting a little hot in here.
Well, I guess one good thing came out of this. I get to kick my old man's ass.
Don't die, Doe. You really hate him, don't you? The smile on Sam's face slowly diminished into an angry expression, his eyes full of rage but his mouth pressed into a fine line.
Yeah, I do.
Sam slowly stood up back up and walked towards the fireplace, staring into it with his hands clenched into fists at his sides.
That bastard made me and my brothers miserable for years. We finally escaped, and then he grows the balls to try to steal the woman I love away from me. That bastard kills for fun. He burns kingdoms to the ground for not submitting to him, and murders hundreds just because he can. He has a fucking harem of people and replaces every one of them with prisoners of war by the handful. If he had gotten his hands on you, if he even touched you, I would've...
The voice acting in this game is so good. His fist tightened at his sides. I stared wide-eyed as blood little by little began to drip through the crevices of his fingers. I stood and rushed over, laying myself across his back and pressing my forehead into the back of his neck. Sam, it's okay.
Is it?
I looked up as Sam turned around to face me. He didn't touch me as his hands were still wounded from his tight fist, but his expression dimmed a bit to look a bit of sadness.
I would have never forgiven myself if you fell into his hands.
I stared deep into his gaze, seeing the fear behind them. I was scared as well, but thankful to be saved by Sarah and Diana. Someone above was watching over me carefully, and I thanked God for that. I wrapped my arms around his neck and leaned my head to his, pressing my forehead to his own. I'm safe now.
Thank God for that.
Sam wrapped his arms around me, fist still closed, and pulled me to him tightly. I could see him biting his lip, almost piercing the skin, but maintaining some form of control. I frowned but allowed silence to pass between us. We'll defeat the demon lord and go home soon. Sam nodded against my forehead, remaining quiet. We had to let this pass. We had to move on and mentally prepare ourselves for war. Sam would get his anger quelled and we would be able to return home at last. We had to. Sam and I eventually pulled away from each other, locking our gazes lovingly.
Come on. We can't stay up all night.
I know. Sam lifted his head, which was now free of wounds and blood, and guided me to bed, crawling in after I settled in between his sheets. Sam and I embraced lovingly and let the darkness of the night take over, bringing us to a quiet slumber. The darkest sleep was usually a friend of mine, only showing me nightmares on the rarest of occasions. The nightmare of my dying sent shivers down my body as I recalled it, but I knew it was only a dream. But am I going to have another nightmare right now, though? Of course, I am. I opened my eyes to find myself in the mouth of a cave that descended beneath the earth. Behind and above me was a bright light where I could see my friends and family. However, as I looked down into the cave, I caught the sight of Sam walking away further into it. Sam? He didn't answer. Sam continued forward, losing himself in the dark. I instantly began to follow, forgetting about the light for a moment, before stopping and looking back. My family had a look of despair while my friends held each other, watching me with heartbroken faces. Was this some sort of message? Was I following Sam into a place my friends and family could not be in? Was this my future? Well, I am in a demon world.
You are not worthy.
Ooh, what's that? All of a sudden, the darkness became full of fire, and the bare outline of Sam flashed before burning away in the light of the flames. He couldn't even let out a scream of pain as it was instantly burned to ash. Sam!
Run! Run!
Oh shit. If I ran back, my heart would be scarred forever with the memory's flames taking my love away. If I stayed, I would die with Sam. I stood in the middle, unsure what to do. As the flames took me, I woke up in a hot sweat. Gripping the covers, I sat up, staring at the far wall before looking around. My heart was beating wildly as sweat ran down my cheeks and the sides of my head. Another nightmare. This time, however, Sam woke up with me.
Whoa! Hey, what's wrong?
Oh, you know, another nightmare, except this time you, burned in front of me. 2 nightmares, both leaving me and Sam engulfed in flames. I died in the first, he died in the second. What was I going to believe anymore? He rubbed my back gently and planted a kiss on my shoulder.
Hey, it's okay, alright? It was a stupid nightmare.
I don't know, dude.
You know I can handle anything that comes my way.
Could you really, though? You are not worthy. What did the voice mean? How was he not worthy? Was he not worthy of? What was he not worthy of? I simply rested my head on Sam's chest and let him pull us back to the bed to sleep.
Whatever happens, I'll always be here. Alright?
Don't say that. That's like saying what could possibly go wrong. I slept peacefully the remainder of the night. I don't know how, but I did. I slowly woke from my sleep, feeling the ache of the morning consume and rush through my mind relentlessly in an attempt to keep me contained in bed. I didn't mind. I was pressed against a warm chest whose arms I adored to be in. The nightmare plagued my thoughts, but my heart fluttered in reality, knowing that I was feeling in the physical world was what I was supposed to care about. I just looked up at Sam's sleeping face, giggling at the sight of his messy bed hair. Sam slowly woke up from the sound of my laughter, blinking the sleep away to stare down at me.
Morning.
That was a little hot. I smiled and kissed Sam on the lips to rouse him, only to end up being pulled into a tight and loving embrace with my head buried in his shoulder.
Did you sleep okay?
Oh, yeah, totally. Sam nodded in understanding against my shoulder as I wrapped my arms around him. I felt so safe and warm within the confines of his embrace, and the thoughts of the nightmare had vanished from my mind. It would come back, but it was gone for now. Kiss him again. Duh.
Hey.
Yes.
Since we're in the demon world, do you think that maybe...
What? Apparently I finally came to me what he meant, but oh, the demon marriage. Yes, I messaged
You don't
that
have to
before.
decide right now, but before we go back, maybe think about it?
We might die here, so I would say why not? I knew it was something Sam really wanted to do, but was it something I was willing to go through? Sam gently loosened his embrace and pulled away to look at me with a tired smile.
I don't want to get up yet.
Let's never get up, ever. My heart warmed as I smiled and kissed his forehead. Then we don't have to. We can sleep a little longer if you want. Sam smiled and closed his eyes, pulling me against his chest with a hearty chuckle.
Good. We can go eat later.
Our peace was broken, unfortunately, by the sound of knocking at our door. Sam and I let out a simultaneous groan. Our plan was ruined.
Go away!
Sam, we brought breakfast.
We'll eat later!
Are
He's
you
so
seriously
angsty.
going to argue with me?
Come on, it's like 9 a.m.
Now I was getting upset. I wanted to stay in bed, feel Sam's arms around me for a little while longer. Was that so much to ask? We have 3 more hours until noon.
Oh my god, just get up already. We're burning daylight here.
I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I slowly rose and sat up in bed, yawning as Sam begrudgingly followed suit. The door opened and in poured the Incubi brothers and their wives carrying a plate of food each.
Thanks, Tessa.
You're welcome, Sparky.
Thank you, James.
Of course.
James and Iridessa moved away from us as we both looked down at our plates. On it were fruit slices, bread, cheese, and some form of jerky I didn't recognize. It was probably safe, knowing that the others were eating it as well. Sam, however, lowered his plate to his lap and looked up at his brothers.
So, what's the plan?
Well, we should probably take the next couple of days to train properly. Since we're in Lilith Castle, we'll have access to training equipment.
Lilith Castle? This place has a name? The boys and Irene, Eric's wife, nodded in reply. Sam stuffed a stick of jerky in his mouth and began to chew on it as Damien began to explain.
The first succubus, Lilith, was exiled here after being cast out of Eden by the heavens. She became a demon and soon began to breed more incubi and succubi than the world could control.
Wait, Lilith as in Lilith from the Bible?
Yes. During her time here, she established a kingdom with this very castle at its heart.
It's a pretty castle indeed. I've never had the pleasure of coming here.
Meh, I'm not really a fan of it.
Sam swallowed the bite of jerky he had in his mouth and licked his lips, joining the conversation.
Alright, so we train until we can't anymore.
Obviously, we'll need breaks in between, but we can't afford to let a day go by without intense training. We only have a week after all.
Yep. Worry began to bubble back into my mind. Everyone was willing to step up and start training, but Eric was right. We only had a week to prepare for the Demon Lord. Would we be strong enough in time?
You fear too soon, child.
Excuse me? I straightened up my back and looked around, hearing the voice in my dream echo through the air. Everyone else looked at me curiously, wondering why I spoke up.
Wait, what?
Did you say something?
Did you not hear the voice?
They cannot hear me, child.
Holy shit, this guy's like actively talking to me. Sorry, I thought I missed something. The confusion in everyone's faces dissipated as everyone got back to the topic at hand, one I couldn't remember or focus on. My thoughts went back to the voice, wondering how it was speaking to me and how it knew what I was thinking.
I am closer than you imagine.
What the fuck are you?
Be patient, child. The time for answers will come soon enough.
I grew more and more concerned and confused. What was the spirit talking about?
I am no mere spirit.
Then what are you?
That I cannot tell you yet. When the time comes, you will know.
That was mildly scary. A voice in my head was speaking to me, and I could only speak back in my thoughts without anyone else knowing what was going on. I looked around to see everyone still speaking to each other, but I couldn't focus on what they were saying. All I could focus on was the voice in my head.
Answers will come when the time is right. For now, I will bid you farewell.
Wait!
Whoa, wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
You alright?
I personally am suspecting it's the Demon Lord. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them, but I'm gonna tell them next time. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here because it's getting a little bit long and we're gonna see the next parts in the next time. So if you go like this, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any comments or suggestions for games, go ahead and leave them down below and I'll see you guys in the next one.